Okay, hi, I'm Justin Russell with AppleGeeks.com, and I'm here with Sarah Lassiter, or Sarlis, as her storefront says, and she is at Sarlis
Art.
Sarlis Art,
Yeah.
and SarlisArt.com,
Yeah.
where you can buy all this wonderful merch. I think it's rad. But yeah, we're at Anime USA Con. How are you enjoying it so far?
Pretty good. Yeah, it's nice.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen you like on Twitter going to a bunch of different cons. Like, what are some recent ones you've gone to?
I went to like Anime Week in Atlanta and NC Comic Con.
Oh, okay. You travel a lot for it?
Yeah, maybe like every other month or so.
Okay, cool. So how does this, I know this is just starting, so rather than saying how does it stack up, what are you like anticipating about it, or like what do you like think about it overall?
It's like pretty chill, but everybody is really like excited
Right.
and really nice, so it's good. Yeah.
Yeah, and like, so you're a visual artist, so like visually, it's very, let's just say there's a lot going on visually, right? Because
Yeah.
it's anime, of course,
Yeah.
it's very expressive in that way. So like, what do you draw from that inspiration visually for your work?
Well, I have a lot of inspirations that like are rooted in anime,
Okay.
but it's kind of evolved and it's not strictly anime anymore, but I think it's like appreciated by people who are into anime.
Yeah.
So, I don't know, a lot of my like biggest influencers are like manga artists or some, lots of different types of people, but yeah. So I guess that's where I kind of fit in here.
Sure, I sort of feel the same way in that personally, I'm not really huge into anime. I know my brother's a huge fan, but like I sort of appreciate that about your art in that it feels sort of nostalgic. You know, I'm Japanese, but also it feels very new, and it also feels very sparse in contrast to a lot of very extravagant and very lively anime. Yours, like the line work in yours is very sparse, and also your colors are more suggestive, like the blocks without the lines, for like the sweaters and stuff, and overcoats. I really love that style. So is that sort of what you're getting at, or trying to get at, rather?
Yeah, I'm definitely like going towards a very simple style, and I try not to get really caught up in the details. So I don't know. I guess that's kind of the direction that I'm going, and it suits like screen printing work a lot better too.
Sure.
So like I'm trying to kind of integrate everything together that way. I don't know. It's just what I'm drawn to. It's like simple.
And obviously, I mean, you're involved more than just drawing and coloring, and also in the digital realm as well, right? But also putting it on merch and like coming out to conventions to see people like me who appreciate the work a lot. I mean, like, does that keep you really busy, and like how do you feel about that?
Yeah, it's my full-time job,
Sure.
So like, this is what I really like to do. I really like to talk to people that are into the same kind of stuff that I am. I love selling all this junk. I don't know, I'm just like making new stuff all the time,
Right.
and it's really exciting, and like, I don't know, I'm like kind of going with it.
Right. And I saw you are trying to like branch out a little bit with the ceramics and pottery stuff as well. And of course, there's the merch and the Inktober thing. I know you're sort of pushing that also.
Yeah.
So are you trying to like try out new things, and do you think that's a really easy thing to do, that you can like share it with, something like Twitter and get a lot of feedback on that?
I think I'm like at a really good point right now because I can put a lot of like time and energy into this stuff. So I'm trying to like do more hands-on stuff, get a little bit more technical, and like try out like screen printing, ceramics, like, and try to all apply it to like my art style.
Right.
So I don't know, that's kind of what like the past half a year has been about, and I really am like definitely going to continue with pottery. I think it's really cool, and like I'm going to be screen printing everything myself. I just like am kind of getting into it now, where like I want to make everything myself,
Right.
and I want to like, put as much time as I can into this stuff.
Sure.
So that's what I'm doing.
And do you think that this sort of DIY experimental aspect thing, do you think your simplistic sort of sparse artwork is conducive to that kind of thing, where you can just try new things on a whim?
Yeah, I think so, because it could definitely be applied to like a million different
Right.
things, and so that's what I'm like experimenting with. So I would say yeah.
So is there anything else you want to mention to anyone who might be listening?
I say like the only reason that I can do this is because of like the people that are supportive of artists like me. So it's really awesome like going to these cons and having like all these people really excited to talk to these artists that they like know now. So I don't know. I guess like if you are an artist supporter, like keep doing that and you're awesome. And if you are interested in being an artist, like there are people that will support you. So just like keep doing it, you know?
And that's definitely what the con's about. And speaking of supporting, if you want to support Sarah, then go to sarlisart.com, follow her at sarlisart, and buy all her stuff because I know it sells out a lot, right?
Yeah.
And I always have to wait. I'm like, oh no, it sold out.
Yeah.
All right, well, thank you very much, Sarah.
Thank you so much.
All right, peace out.
So Jack Russell here with the AppleGeeks.com. We're walking around Artist Alley right now, and one particular booth caught my eye. It's anime ceramics. So you see a lot of prints and a lot of hand-drawn stuff around here, but you don't see a lot of ceramics. So it really caught my eye. I have Marianne and Logan here. First off, how are you guys enjoying the con so far?
I'm having a great time. This is my second convention. I've only been familiar with behind my booth so far because it's been a little bit busy, but it's been really great. A lot of the people so friendly. I love the costume gangs. You know, they all get pictures together. It makes me really happy. It gives me goosebumps. You know.
What are you looking?
It's great. Everyone is so excited. Everyone's in such a good mood. The excitement's tangible. I mean, we're just very excited to be here, even with snow on the forecast for tomorrow potentially. It's a very exciting convention. The convention center is beautiful, or the hotel's rather is beautiful. Yeah, we're really happy to be here.
Yeah. So as I said before, ceramics are very unusual for an artist alley like this. So is it you or you that makes the ceramics? Do you both? Do you have a hand in it? Or?
I'm the studio assistant. Marianne is our artistic creator. She throws everything on the wheel. She hand illustrates everything. She's very much a creative force. She lets me do whatever she lets me do.
So what kind of background do you have to kind of get into ceramics and the type of stuff you do? Do you have a ceramics background, textiles, art? What's your background?
So my background is actually, I went to art school and I was introduced to ceramics through art school. I sort of ignored it for the first 2 years of college, and I was an art history major. I was so set on doing that. I wanted to work in a museum. I wanted to be around art for the rest of my life. But the thing is when I graduated with my art history degree, even after I had already realized that I love ceramics, I want to be a ceramics major, it was a little too late for me then. Being an art history major and working in a museum was just so boring to me. I realized when I was looking at all of this beautiful work that I was a maker and I wasn't a teacher. I wasn't a historian. I am a maker and I just love making craft. I love making art. I've always had sort of an ability to pick up things really quickly, and this was one of the first things I made in the ceramic studio, and it immediately got attention. People liked it, so I kept doing it, and I started throwing about 4 years ago. So everything has been progress within the last 4 years. Pretty good.
It's very cool. What would you say was the role of social media and the internet? Do you guys have a social media internet presence, Etsy or anything like that? What would you say, how has that helped or hurt your business here?
I think that Etsy has hurt me. I would say that because I'm not very good at it, and I think that's why. So people will see things on my Etsy and they want to buy it or they want to commission me, and I might be out of contact or something. I'm way more successful in person, selling things to people. But Etsy is hard for me because I'll forget to take things down. Somebody will buy something that I've already sold, and I have to, backtrack, which is sort of embarrassing, So I would say that Etsy hurts me. Instagram is where I would make most of my sales. People just hear about me, they see me. Some people repost stuff and I get more followers like that. But conventions, street vending, that's definitely where we make the money.
Very cool. And one last question for you guys. What is your favorite anime?
Oh my jeez. Favorite anime.
It's a lot, right?
I don't know. I mean, I'm swimming through all sorts of shoujo, but also I don't know. I've been jumping into all the shonen of I've been diving into Initial D lately. That's been my big thing. Learning about cars through anime is sort of a little weird, a little wild. Trying not to be too much of a crazy person with it all, but like, I don't know, we're just like trying to keep really wide base just because like, I mean, it's not like we're selling prints of like the like really current animes. Like everything we make is like handmade, so we're like trying to keep really wide base and have like, we want to have your favorite anime no matter what your favorite anime is. So
That's true.
we're trying to flesh out a lot of our 80s, a lot of our 90s, but also keeping current is hard.
I've had a little bit of time to think since he got to go first, and I would say probably Fruits Baskets as just like a really good like general anime. Like I can rewatch the entire series and it feels new and fresh, and I just like love it so much. I get goosebumps when I watch it. It's like that type of good anime, so I would say that.
Very cool. Well, thank you for allowing me to talk to you folks. And lastly, where can people find your work?
You can find me at anime conventions. I like vending in person, but Instagram is really good. I'm Marianne Damont Art.
Very cool. Well, I hope you guys have a good rest of the convention. Thanks. I'm here with Kevin. Came across a booth that was incredibly colorful, and when I approached it, it turned out to be soaps and other mist sprays, bath scoops, and stuff like that. So they've agreed to an interview with me, which is really cool. So what do you like about Anime USA so far?
So just the general people here. It's a much smaller con, so it's a lot more friendly than ones I'm used to. So that's what my favorite thing is about Anime USA.
Yeah, I agree. The atmosphere is so nice here. So the only thing I know about making soap is from my experience with Fight Club. I know you probably get that joke a lot, but what is your process for going through something like this, making these soaps?
So generally you just take your oils and you do mix it with a lye, so that's where the Fight Club comes in. So after that's done, you either color it, the batter of it, and put the fragrance or essential oils in, put it in the mold and have a shape, or if you want little embeds on it, and let it sit, and then after about 24 to 48 hours you cut it. And for cold process soap, you actually have to, after it's cut, let it cure for at least 6 weeks before you can actually wrap it up, because in that time it actually loses the water in it and the lye actually disappears. So it's not actually left in the soap.
Got it. That's incredibly fascinating. So what kind of background do you have to get into something like this? Like, were you like an artist first, or I don't know, were you a chemistry major? Like, I just don't know how you get into something like this. So this is very cool. So could you tell me a little bit about your background?
Surprisingly, I was a textile artist before I got into Bath and Body, and then I fell down the YouTube rabbit hole. And that's pretty much how I got interested. I started doing bath bombs, and it just spiraled downward from there.
Yeah, it's a rabbit hole you can never turn back from, right? Well, that's very cool. Thank you for joining us today and letting me speak to you. Where can people find your work?
You can find it on my Etsy at Kawaii Boutique. The kawaiiboutique.com will lead directly to my Etsy. And I have my Facebook, really anything at a Kawaii Boutique.
Okay, great. Well, thank you so much, Kevin, and I hope you have a good rest of the convention.
Thank you. You take care.